Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about, if you use a cell phone often and you're constantly doing searches and constantly calling when you're going to another place or a place you've never been to, a restaurant or a museum, and you want to know if it's accessible, then, it's like you have to constantly call or call somebody who's been there and all this kind of stuff to figure out if that's a place you want to go or you can go. Is it accessible or not? So I have a couple of apps that I use on my phone, and we're going to talk a little bit about apps. Usually these apps are getting better and better over time the more people use them. So I'm going to read off some of the apps that I have that I use to get around. So one is called WheelMate. Another one is called WheelMap. The other one is WeLog. So WeLog. And the other one is iAccess altogether, Life. iAccess Life. And a new one that just came out. I'm always on top of these because some of them can be very powerful tools and save us a whole lot of time, a whole lot of phone calls, and a whole lot of hassle. So as we try to get from point A to point B and wanting to know if that particular restaurant or if that particular location is wheelchair accessible. So this new one that came out is called Roll Mobility. So it's like a Yelp for people who use wheelchairs or have accessibility issues, said Spore. She's one of the founders of this app, who at Brewability, this is a hangout that they use, at the Brewability hang was juvenilely encouraged people to try the bar pizza. So if you go out and experience some place and have issues, you can record that as well to help inform other people who have accessibility issues. So it kind of gives you information about the location, if you can get in and out, if it has accessible bathrooms, if it's, a comfortable place to go and hang out or to enjoy, to visit. So, you can pull up the app and find a restaurant, a bar, park, or business, or any sort, and find out if somebody has rated it and see if it is accessible, or understand the accessibility restrictions a little bit more clearly. So that's how they designed the app. And so you're welcome. Let me see if I can find how they score in the app the information. So people who go to adaptive activities such as riding on a motorized cycle, as we explore new trails, we're able to start sending info to other folks who don't want to go through the hassle of calling the park to ask, are there obstacles that I need to be aware of? So it gives you not only a location, but it gives you information about where you're going and what is accessible and what might be some barriers. So I would test it. I would take it for a ride, for a roll, and see how it goes. Because you don't want to get stuck or, get invited to something and then all of a sudden you can't get in. It's kind of embarrassing. But I think that apps are a great tool, but if we don't use them, they just sit there. And the more people use them, the more the app itself, can learn and absorb information, and then it helps the next person. Also, Google Map, as I have announced previously, has also added little symbols to indicate if it is accessible or not for wheelchair users. But it doesn't give you any information about the place. I mean, you might be able to get in, but is the bathroom accessible? How are the tables? You know, are they accessible? So it's all these kind of information tips that we need to understand how accessible is this location. Is it partially accessible? Can I get onto the sidewalk? I went with my brother and sister-in-law and my younger brother to this little restaurant, and there was no cut on the sidewalk except over, they had this like little bridge over the drain on the sidewalk. And I understand, you know, this is state of Washington where it rains a lot, so they had to put a cover over it. But that meant that I had to get over it somehow on my wheelchair and then to get to the cut in the sidewalk. So I had to trust the little, I was on a scooter. So I had to trust the scooter to get over this big hump and onto the cut and then onto the sidewalk. So I was just lucky that the little thing was able to do it. So try them out. Go to your phone and seek out the apps that I've stated there. And let us know if you have any feedback or something you don't like about the app, or, you know, some suggestions you might have for the creator also might improve that app so that it's more useful over time. So I'm hoping this information will be good for you and supportive and take some hassle out of going out. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to like any of the videos. That helps spread it around the YouTube world. And if you find this channel helpful, feel free to subscribe. Subscribing is completely free, and all it will do for you is it will alert you the next time I post a video. So welcome again, and I'll see you in the next one.